beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. My name's Priscilla, and this is my friend Heather.
And we're here.
And we are here. We are the Crones, and we are here waiting storm surge, whatever the hurricane may bring us in Key West. So we're on storm watch here. Today we're going to talk about the equinoxes and the solstices, but before we get there, we're going to do some cards with Heather. So, hi Lauren, hi Jan, welcome today. We sure appreciate you being here.
And we'll find out what we need to know today.
Let's find out what we need to know. Yes, all we've had so far is a little bit of rain and
A little flooding.
a little bit of flooding in the yard, but nothing
Streets
big.
are a little bit deep.
And the main part of the weather has gone north of us. That northeast corner that has all the tornadoes and stuff, that seems to have passed us already. So I think we're in good shape here in Key West. And thank goodness. Let's go to Card Cam.
And the first card is frequency shift. And that card is where we are now. And things that are making it difficult. So we don't want to wait for them. We want to go ahead and keep going.
Take flight. Okay.
Yeah, it says take flight. I was like, no, I think it's because we don't want to wait. We want to leave.
Hi, Gina M. We're just fine. Thanks for asking, sweetheart. I think the worst for us has actually gone by because we're in that northeast quadrant that holds tornadoes. That's where they seem to be. And I think that's passed us up and is now in... what did you say?
Like the Everglades.
It's up by the Everglades now and kind of southern part of the peninsula. So we're fine. Yeah, we're keeping dry. We don't have any troubles.
It's not supposed to rain until a little later.
Yeah, the rain has stopped at the moment. We're in a lull, and I think it's supposed to start up again about 5 o'clock. So, well, hi, Spirit Messenger Sheila. Welcome. Hi, Ruth. Welcome. So glad to have everybody here today.
Next card is love, and that's what our spirit's doing. Our bodies are innocent of anything that, we're just wanting to go, wanting to do everything. And then they're saying, I'll have to move that card. What we need to do, surfacing. Let it go ahead and keep coming. And we'll have union is like partnership and wedding and love. So let me put this one under here because it's love. Anyway, let me look at this again. Again, where we are now is many of us are going through a frequency shift. And we really don't want to wait for them. We want to go ahead and go. That we need to wait for that. So we're still, we're just innocently waiting for everything to get there. And we're still loving everything with our spirits. But the frequency is beginning to surface. If we just let it surface and override that urge to hurry things along. I know that urge real well. Anyway, to let it rise. And then we'll be where we need to be to send out the love and the partnership with other people and sending group love, like unity consciousness and stuff like that with our frequency shifts. It will work out so much better and give us all the energy we need for it.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
But I do understand about having a hard time waiting for it to finish what it's doing.
Patience isn't our virtue.
Not mine.
Certainly not mine. Hi, Juno Sphere. Welcome. Hi, Blue Ocean. Welcome, everybody. We hope you enjoyed our show on the Sophia on Saturday. We certainly did. And then it was a great show with Scott on Sunday. And today we're going to talk about equinoxes and equinox, however you want to say it. And solstices. What am I saying?
Otherwise known as seasons.
Okay, so here we have the Earth seasons. Our seasons change 4 times a year based on where the Earth's position is in the sky and the Earth's tilt and its position in orbit around the sun. The first day of fall and spring are defined as equinoxes, and the first day of summer and winter are defined as solstices. An equinox is one of the 2 times of year when the amount of daylight and nighttime hours are just about equal length, depending on where you are in the world. The word equinox comes from the Latin equinoctium, meaning the time of equal days and nights. I know I butchered that, but from equi meaning equal and nocti meaning night. During an equinox, the Earth's north and south poles are not tilted. They're actually straight. They're not tilted away or towards the sun, and the duration of daylight is theoretically the same at all points on the Earth's surface. The northern hemisphere, the vernal equinox marks the beginning of spring, which is around March 20th, 21st, and the autumnal equinox, which is in September 22 to 23, marking the onset of autumn. It is the opposite in the southern hemisphere, and the unique energy of the equinox lasts for 3 or 4 days.
Okay, now the science part of it, during the equinoxes, solar declination is 0 degrees. Now the solar declination describes the latitude of the Earth where the sun is directly overhead at noon. And the equator is our 0 latitude. So equinoxes are the only times in the year when subsolar points are directly on the equator. Now before and after the equinox, the subsolar point migrates north and south, depending on where you're at. And after the March equinox, the subsolar point migrates north as the northern hemisphere tilts towards the sun. Or this way if you're on the other side. Anyway. And around June 21st, the subsolar point hits the Tropic of Cancer. You can see where that is. And this is and then around the June solstice, after which the subsolar point begins to migrate south. So it hits that and then starts moving down. After the September equinox, the subsolar point continues to move south as the southern hemisphere tilts towards the sun. So that kind of changes direction, the tilt. And around December 21st, the subsolar point hits the Tropic of Capricorn, and that's the December solstice.
Although night and day are as close to being equal as possible during the equinox, day and night aren't exactly equal. This is largely due to atmospheric refraction. Atmospheric refraction describes the way light seems to bend from a straight line as it passes through Earth's atmosphere. Atmospheric refraction is a result of increasing air density, which decreases the velocity of light through the air. And due to atmospheric reaction, we are able to see the sun minutes before it actually rises and sets. Very true. Mm-hmm. Tidal forces are also enhanced during the equinoxes when the sun and the moon are directly over the equator. The water surface is strongly attracted by the sun, which accentuates tides called great tides or king tides. And we've had king tides in Key West for the last few weeks, actually, I think.
Well, since the equinox.
Yes, and they are, they flood the low areas. We're lucky we're actually 10 feet above sea level where we live, so
yeah,
that's helpful.
And those king tides, they make a big difference in storm surges because all of a sudden you're up higher to start with, so that there's more.
There's more water coming, which is going to be a problem with this hurricane right now.
Right. Equinoctial disruptions. Satellites are particularly vulnerable to disruptions in the days before and after the equinox. In the northern hemisphere, sun outages occur on the days before the March equinox and after the September equinox. In the southern hemisphere, sun outages occur after the March equinox and before the September. So there are different times. But during an equinox, the sun is aligned directly behind the satellite in a geostationary orbit at the equator. And it's situated directly above the subsolar point. The satellites are flooded with direct solar radiation. So there are a ton of communication satellites absorbing orbiting our equator, and this solar radiation can interfere with and even stop our satellites from transmitting signals. Consumers can experience slow internet connections, radio static, frozen television screens or computer screens during the equinoctial sun outages.
Have anybody experienced that? We noticed it a couple of times over the last few days where our television was going in and out.
It just freezes.
Or
shuts off.
Or shuts off. We just wanted to say hi to Warrior Girl and Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts and Tracy Ralph, Blue Ocean. Hi guys, thanks for being here. So the culture of the equinoxes. Like the solstices, the equinoxes are historic markers of seasonal change. The March equinox, unofficially marking the spring season, is traditionally observed as a time of rebirth and renewal. I like that. And doing different rituals for that, meditation rituals. We all have those too. For this reason, many cultures have celebrated the March equinox as the first day of the new year. I didn't realize that. It was the new year. The ancient Babylonian calendar began on the first full moon after the March equinox, and today many cultural and religious calendars continue to celebrate New Year in the spring. And outside of New Year, the March equinox is celebrated in holidays all over the world. The vernal equinox day is a national holiday in Japan, and the Jewish festival of Passover begins the night of a full moon after the March equinox. And Easter is also calculated using the March equinox. I didn't know how they picked Easter. I always wondered that.
Yeah, it always seemed that it was always different, which it is.
Yeah. Lots of buffering. They said Jan said they'd seen lots of buffering. Right. 3 nights in a row, Indigo Jaguar. I got knocked out multiple times during my lives. Embarrassing and frustrating. Amen. We understand how that works.
Yep. But there are even fewer events that mark the September equinox. The most familiar of these are the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Those are the Judean high holy days. Most cultural events associated with September equinox are tied to the autumn harvest festivals.
This one cracks me up.
Yeah. Shuok, the huge Korean holiday around the September equinox, is a time for the family gatherings and gift giving. In addition to traditional autumn foods such as apples and nuts, one of the most popular Chuseok gifts, I can't believe this, are boxed sets of Spam.
Don't you love that? Wouldn't you love a box set of Spam?
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I remember it from camping. It's okay as long as you fry it. Really fry it.
Really fry it.
Yeah. And then you have the shadowy snake. Ancient Mayan architects may have honored the equinoxes in the design of an enormous stone pyramid nicknamed El Castillo at
Chichen Itza.
Thanks. In Mexico. Every equinox, the light of the sun casts shadows down the steps to the pyramid, making it look like a slithering serpent. El Castillo is a temple honoring the serpent god Kukulkan. No, Kukulkan, right?
Kukulkan.
I can't say it.
I can't even say it today.
And then, of course, you have the ever-famous, wonderful burning of socks.
I love the burning of the socks.
I mean, not all festivals surrounding the equinox are ancient. In Annapolis, Maryland, it celebrates the burning of the socks every March equinox. Chesapeake Bay boaters traditionally only wear socks between winter and spring. So the burning of the socks signifies that the warmer, sockless spring season is here.
Cool. I can't say it.
You said it a minute earlier.
Kukulkan. I know I said it just like that earlier. Now I can't say it at all. Juno just said Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday after the Paschal full moon, which is the first full moon on or after the 21st of March.
Right.
Thank you, Juno. You are such a wealth of information. I love that. So we move to solstices. We love a good solstice. A
Yeah.
solstice is an event in which Earth's poles are extremely inclined either towards or away from the sun. A solstice is one of the two times of the year when the positioning and tilt of the Earth is relative to the sun results in the most amount of daylight time or the least amount in a single day. A solstice is one of the two exact moments in the year when the sun reaches its northernmost point around June 21st, when the North Pole tilts closest to the sun. You can see that on the left, where it's tilted towards the sun. Or the southernmost point around December 22nd, during the winter solstice from Earth's equator, which you can see on the right, is just tilted away from the sun. The solstices are so hard to say.
I know.
Are traditionally considered to mark the start of summer and winter. And the word solstice ultimately derives from the Latin solstitium, which comes from the part sol, sun, and sistere, to stand still. In the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice occurs in June and the winter solstice occurs in December, as we all know. And in the southern hemisphere, it is the opposite. Your holiday, my holiday is so Halloween. Earth's latitudes experience the solstices in different ways. At the poles, the solstice is the peak of exposure to daylight, while at the equator, all solstices are barely marked at all.
And then you have the cultures of the solstices. Solstices, you got me doing it. Solstices now mark the beginning of winter and summer. But ancient cultures only recognized these two seasons, as there was no autumn or spring then.
I didn't know that. Did you guys know there was no autumn and spring back in the day, olden days?
Yeah.
I had
So
no idea.
The solstices occurred in the middle of the season, and they're known as midwinter and midsummer for that reason. Now, if you're midwinter, followers of many ancient traditions honored the winter solstice, which signaled the cold winter season. Winter weather put ancient cultures at their most vulnerable. Both food and shelter were limited. Now, many festivities emphasized light, recognizing that winter solstice as the shortest, darkest day of the year. In many cultures, holidays surrounding midwinter are more prayerful than celebratory.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
People gathered to celebrate and pray for their survival through the rest of the winter. And in places like Stonehenge in Great Britain, and here's another butchery, Intihuatana stone at the Incan ruin of Machu Picchu in Peru. In Japan, midwinter is marked by traditional yuzu hot citrus baths, which are hot tubs filled with citrus fruit that are intended to focus prayers for the new year, as well as warm the body and soothe the chapped skin chapped by the winter months. The Shalako midwinter dance is a custom among the Zuni peoples of the southwestern United States. I'm going to turn this back to face. The dancers represent the Zuni fire god and rain god, help the communities bid farewell to the old year and seek blessings in the new. The most famous midwinter celebration is the Saturnalia of ancient Rome. It was celebrated for weeks leading up to the actual solstice. Boy, those Romans, they knew how to party. They always made everything go forever. Saturnalia was a wild carnival as well as a time to mark the passing of the seasons. And early Christians adopted the timing of Saturnalia for two of the most important seasons, Advent and Christmas. Pagans and neo-pagans, followers of early European religious traditions, still celebrate the winter solstice as a holiday called Yule, which all of us know because we're all so witchy.
Mm-hmm. Now, the growing and harvesting of crops, management of domestic animals, and the ability to hunt wild game were all crucial to the survival of the ancient cultures. Midsummer festivals are often celebrated on nature's bounty. It kind of reminded me of Thanksgiving. Anyway, Ancient European tribes celebrated midsummer with feasts and bonfires intended to drive away the evil spirits. In Alpine and Germanic regions, summer solstice bonfires are so ingrained in the culture that they have their own name. And Sunwindfjör is
I think
best
that
I can
sounds
do.
perfect.
In Finland, midsummer celebrations included bonfires and saunas and barbecues. In ancient Egypt, the summer solstice signaled the beginning of the new year. Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, appeared soon after the summer solstice. Egyptian astronomers associated the annual appearance of Sirius with the seasonal flooding of the Nile River, which the civilization depended upon for agriculture. So they were happy to see it come.
Amen. Then we have the June solstice, the biggest celebration in Antarctica. Who knew? Marks the day when the sun may begin to appear on the horizon after months of polar night. Boy, I bet they are happy to see the sun. The few scientists who overwinter at the bases in Antarctica celebrate with feasts, shared presents, and an icy polar plunge. No, thank you. I do not like icy cold water. No. St. John's Day, one of the most prevalent solstice celebrations, is St. John's Day, marked on the Christian calendar on the June solstice. St. John's Day honors the birthday of St. John the Baptist. It's celebrated with feasts and parties in regions with large Christian populations. Then we also have something that's called the shifting solstice, and I thought this was fascinating, and I'd forgotten this from school. But any year except leap year, solstices occur about 5 hours and 48 minutes later from one year to the next. Did you know that? If it wasn't for an additional day being inserted every 4 years on February 29th, the seasons would drift later and later into the year. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kokopelli is a trickster.
So Earth and every planet in our solar system experiences equinoxes and solstices. That means not just Earth, and everywhere.
In our solar system, everywhere,
yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Timing and the extent depends on the planet's axial tilt and orbital characteristics and the distance from their sun. Astronomically, our planet's seasons change on 4 particular days each year. 2 solstices, there's one in June and one in December, and 2 equinoxes, one in March and one in September. The equinoxes result in an equal or almost equal amount of daylight and darkness received across the whole Earth, while the summer and winter solstices result in the longest and the shortest day of the year, respectively. And so there we have the seasons.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys celebrate your season changes? Do you do meditations or any kind of rituals? I'm really not a ritual type of person, but I'm learning that I probably should be more so.
And if you go on the internet, you'll find all sorts of things that if you've got kids around that you want to help them celebrate, there's things to do like for the Easter solstice, they have coloring eggs, they have meditations, they have special
Bonfires
things to do.
even.
Bonfires.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of things that you can do, and if you don't know what to do, just look it up, because I know it's on the internet.
Absolutely.
I found a bunch of stuff.
Even the Chani app always has something to do for the different equinoxes and solstices. They always have different meditations and rituals that you can do.
Well, the Christian religion also, Indigo was saying that they made the Christian religion look like Pan or a goat to scare them, but they also set their holidays to go with what they already did, so they'd be more acceptable to the
masses.
To the masses.
Mm-hmm. Trying to lure them in.
Yeah, Christmas is not celebrated when Christ was born. It's with the equinox.
That's right.
Because that was more acceptable.
I listened into a sound ritual for the fall season this year. Oh, I bet that was fun, Tracy. Are you really still getting snow? I don't know where you live, but We're having hurricane. You're having snow, so yuck. They sure did, sister, says Indigo. I love that. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any, I want everybody to get ready for cards. We're ready to read cards.
If you want to.
If you guys are ready. We don't know when the next wave of rain and stuff is going to hit, although I think it's more like 5 o'clock, but...
So we have time.
If you lose us, you know why. But I don't think we're going anywhere. What's this say?
They're talking about
in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into winters anymore. That's why I live at the beach.
Yeah. Even if we don't go in the ocean, we do have a swimming pool, but we always go by and we get the energy from it. We love it.
Juno Sphere, you are so naughty. I think it's hilarious. She's talking about Cocapelli and 3 legs. Okay. Who wants to card? Of course, Heather. You can be first.
And I believe... No, Juno asked for one.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's down below.
Okay. I missed it, Juno. We'll get you. You can be first, Miss Heather and Jan. And Sharon's here. We call a scarf an Arizona overcoat. That's funny. Indigo, mine too. Of course, I was born a week before Halloween anyway. And my oldest sister, when she heard that my mom had had a baby girl, said, "Oh, we have a little witch in the family."
Little did they know.
Little did they know.
Yeah, I like autumn too, but I finally came up because I don't know what I like better, autumn or spring. And I decided I like spring because it's all new and it's all birthing growth and flowers. And
I like the fall because it's fires and marshmallows and hot chocolate.
And dying.
I don't know about dying. I'm not thrilled about that.
That's why I picked spring.
Okay, let's read for Juno.
All righty. Let me get a card for Juno.
Okay, what did I just see there? Just missed something on Warrior Girl. What are you doing? Oh.
Juno.
Okay. Tropical, and Warrior Girl says, tropical Western astrology is based on the seasons, whereas sidereal and Vedic astrology is based on where the planets and luminaries are in the sky on that day. Huh, I didn't realize that. Huh.
Well, Juno got the card for blossoming abundance. It means that what you're doing is working, and you're going to increase your abundance. I would think you're going to have your wealth and your value, especially with your TV show. I know what you're doing. Everybody is getting so much out of it. You are doing what you need to do, and they're showing it's going to continue to grow. So you got it.
Juno, that was for you, love. I guess Heather's a ho ho ho.
I'm a ho ho ho?
No, that Indigo Jaguar. We know you are, Juno, with all the stuff that you are
I know.
putting out there. You have to be working night and day.
And they appreciate it a lot. I said
we all appreciate it.
Yes. And what you're doing
I'm learning
is
a
great.
lot from your channel. Okay, Indigo is next.
Indigo.
You got it, Tracy. I've got you on the list. And you too, Miss Ruth and Miss Sharon Seife, you guys are on the list because you have to be.
Contract, partnerships, legal. I don't see a legal document. I see you joining forces with somebody in a partnership type thing, and it's going to work out well, even if it's only for a very short time. You are going to join forces. I feel like you're going to join forces with somebody, and you both are going to benefit from it, as well as the masses.
Cool.
So it looks good to me.
Very cool. This, and then the next one is Janita. Are you going to give us a hint, Juno, with what your new series is for the month of October? Thank you, Miss Sharon Sipe. Wow.
Does that tell you something? 3 times should tell you. You know?
That's great.
I guess they want to make sure you heard.
That's what I was thinking, Ruth. I think she's going to be doing more collaborations.
Yeah.
That's what I got, collaborations with that.
Okay.
That's cool. Okay, for Jan Easter.
Jan
Janita.
Easter. Keep coming down here. Yin and Yang. With you, what they mean is intuitive and intellectual. I think that what they're saying is that you're finding a happy medium between the two of them.
Being balanced.
Being balanced, yeah. Your intuition is not necessarily going with what your intelligence is saying. Your intuition is saying, that's not right, and your intelligence is backing off. Or sometimes your intuition says something and there's so much intelligence. But you got to watch that, because the intuition is your heart. And your heart is smarter than your brain.
True.
So go with your intuition.
Cool.
Okay?
Warrior Girl, this one's for you.
Warrior Girl. Oh, that's great that you're going to be with Allie, Juno.
She's wonderful with guests. You're going to have a great time.
Yes, you will.
She's really lovely to be
Or
on
your
her
hands
show.
will. Depends on how much you let show.
Oh, yeah. Is it going to be more than hands? That's what I want to know. Are you coming out of your gloves? Do-do, 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 do-do. Well, I'll be watching, won't we, Tracy?
Okay, who am I working?
This is for Warrior Girl.
Okay.
Just pause, she says. Well, we love your pause anyway.
Cornucopia. That's nice. You're going to have some wishes fulfilled. Things are going your way. So that's fantastic.
Burlesque Tarot. I love that.
Burlesque. Okay.
Juno says she's not ready to come out of the broom closet yet. You'll get there.
You'll get there.
I understand
And
it.
if you don't, it's okay. The good that you're doing doesn't need you to.
Exactly. We don't need
Okay.
to see your face with what you've done so far, so it's all good.
It's good. It's good. Anyway, cornucopia, the things are beginning to fall in place for you. They're coming your way. So keep going. You're on
That's
the right
lovely.
track.
Hi, Ron.
How could you
Okay.
forget? I mean, with the hurricane here and everything, I don't know, you know.
Okay, next is Tracy Ralph.
Tracy Ralph. Tracy. Oh, yes. Tracy.
Yeah, I love that cornucopia card. It's beautiful.
I like these cards because they're beautiful. They tell me a lot.
Oh, Indigo, that's beautiful and so true.
That's true. That is true.
That's sweet.
And Tracy.
Mm-hmm. I better get Ron on the list too. I know he'll want a card.
Happy family. And that may be just the family that you choose to have, or it can be your blood family, okay? But basically, you've got some really good friends, and when you spend time with them, you have a really good time. That's a good thing. It makes you feel good, so don't be afraid to spend more time. Relax, take care of you. Okay?
Cool. And Miss Ruth, this one's for you. I want to thank everybody for watching today. If you're from Facebook or YouTube, we appreciate you all being here. I hope you all are enjoying it. And on Friday, we're going to have Wisdom Seeker Joan. And we just talked today. We're going to talk about grief and how our spirituality
has changed
our
perceptions.
And so Wisdom Seeker Joan has recently lost her husband. I lost my husband in 2015. And Heather lost her husband, I don't know what year, many years ago.
Let's just say he was 31 when I lost him. I had a 2 and a 4-year-old. So how that works versus my friends that have gone since then is a whole different thing.
It's a whole different story, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing.
So I think that's going to be a really good show on no, it's not Friday. I'm sorry, you guys. That show's on Sunday. Our normal time at 3 o'clock. I apologize. I don't think it is Friday. Let me look. Ugh. Yes, it is. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Okay.
Okay, so we have Wisdom Seeker Joan on Friday. And then on Saturday, we're going to do a show on yoga. And then on Sunday, we have Terry Suzuki from Kiguru Spiritual Journeys. So we're kind of busy this week. And I hope you guys will join us. That would be fun.
Yeah.
So this card is for Miss Ruth.
Right. And it has to do with Archangel Gabriel. He stands behind you. You need to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to. He's there behind you holding and giving you moral support. Okay? So just continue doing that.
Yes, Ruth, at 3.
Don't be afraid to express yourself. Because you're right on. Okay?
Beautiful card, Ruth. And next is Miss Sharon Sipe. Yes, all our shows are at 3 o'clock. And
except on occasion.
Except for on a very rare occasion. Yeah, Terry's fun, isn't she? So all these ladies are fun. Everybody we deal with is fun. Everybody we come in contact with through YouTube has just been awesome. So we're thrilled to death to be able to have them on our show for sure.
And I'm working for...
Next is Sharon Sipe. If you're still here, sweetheart, we've got a card for you today. Yeah, we love Terry Suzuki and Joan too. Both of them are wonderful women. Very talented and loving and shine their light.
You have the angel of balance. And they're saying try to be a little bit more balanced. You're doing a good job, but sometimes some things overwhelm you and catch you going off balance and you have to straighten yourself up. So just try to stay a little bit more even. Okay? But you're doing great. And they've got you the angel of balance to help you out.
Lovely. I want to go back to something that Heather said. She just came home from a grief group this afternoon. It's so helpful processing loss of all kinds. I hope you'll join us, Heather, on the show Friday because it's super important. We handle grief so much differently now than we did before we woke up. I guess you could say.
And who am I doing?
Next is Ron.
Ron.
And it certainly has made life easier.
It does make things a lot easier. Knowing that
a lot easier to understand.
Okay.
Sharon Sipe has a sister having surgery this month, so let's all surround her and her sister with unconditional love and divine healing light for whatever surgery, the most benevolent outcome for her surgery.
Now, I had 2 cards that fell out And they both say the same thing.
This
basically,
is for Ron.
For Ron. You've got some really good connections and friendships. So take advantage of them. Okay? You
That's
have some
nice.
good ones.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does. Did we get everyone?
So we just need to know what we need to have for the, what we need to do till the next time.
Sounds
Right.
good to me. Unless have we missed anybody in the chat that would like a card? I think we got everybody. If not, quickly let us know so we can. Good, that'd be great, Heather. It's wonderful to have people in the chat room that can discuss what
Yeah.
we're talking about. And you'd be amazed at how much we learn from just watching
guys.
the chat. I know.
Okay, you get to pick one. Strategy. You gotta have a plan. Just stick to it. Think about it. Think about what kind of plan you need to make for where you want to go next. What you want to do next. If you want to review something, you've got a plan. If you want to try something new, make it a plan. So it helps you stay the course and relax a little bit. Don't jump the gun when you have a plan. So, and there are a couple of you out there, I get the feeling, know what I'm talking about.
I don't plan nothing. I'm the worst at planning anything. Really. I like plans. Message from Spirit, please, ladies. We are just signing off, Dave. I'm so sorry. Do you have time for one more card real quick?
Yeah, I can do one more card.
Okay. Let's one more card real quick.
For Dave.
We haven't seen you in a while, Dave. I'm
Yeah,
glad
where you been?
I'm glad you showed up today. That's nice to see you.
We're here in sunny Florida. Not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not so sunny today.
Not so sunny today.
But he lives in England, so he's used to that.
Yeah.
We couldn't resist Juno. We can't turn it down when somebody asks. You never know what they need. What? Oh, there you go. You
Yeah.
do need card cam.
I do. It's the world
Wow.
expanding. You go ahead and expand. Get out there and get on the YouTube more and see more and bring in more riches to you. At the same time, you need to send out all the love you can everywhere. You
Everywhere.
are in one area of the world that really could benefit from all the love you send out.
Yep.
Okay? So please do that.
That's a beautiful card.
Okay?
All right, you guys, I'm going to tell you one more time. Please like, subscribe, and share. We would really appreciate that. I'm just kidding. Really. So Friday's Wisdom Seeker Joan, and the subject is going to be grief. And it's not going to be maudlin or sad, so don't even worry about that. And then Saturday we have yoga, and Sunday we have Terry Suzuki. So it's going to be a great weekend. You guys, we love you. Take care. Be safe. We're
Spread your
fine
light.
here, but spread that light everywhere you can. We so appreciate you. And
Sending you lots of love.
lots and lots of unconditional love and unity consciousness.
Exactly. Thank you.
Pray for our planet. We love you. See you next time.